Or you can go up there and
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
which way you want to do it.
Lord have mercy.
Just try and prove.
I'd like to say good evening, everyone. Pray that you had a blessed day on today, all, and your week has been going well. It is now 6:00 p.m. We'll get ready to go into our meeting here. First of all, we're going to do our roll call. Commissioner Staten,
Here.
Commissioner Whitehurst, he's going to be a little late coming. Mayor Pro Tem Bynum,
Here.
Commissioner Lilly,
Here.
Commissioner Blunt.
Here.
Okay, we do have a quorum. At this time, I will ask each of you commissioners to take a look at your packet to see if there's anything unethical or immoral that's in the packet. And while we're doing that, we will ask the audience if you would take to please silence your cell phones, either put them on silence or turn them off. Okay, at this time, we'll now call this meeting to order. Okay, we're going to ask Commissioner Evangelist Griggs to do our invocation.
Let's bow our heads. Father, we thank you for this day, bringing us together as a community one more time. We ask that you will conduct this meeting and that our minds and hearts be on the best things for Bethel. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Amen. At this time, we ask all that can and will stand for our pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Evangelist Greek, that wasn't too bad, was it? All right. Okay. At this time, we'll ask you to take a look at item D. Can I have a motion for the approval of the proposed agenda for tonight's meeting?
So moved.
Okay. The motion was made by Mayor Pro Tem Bynum for the proposed agenda for tonight's meeting. Okay. All those in favor by raising your right hand. Okay. Any opposed? Any discussion? Is there no discussion? Motion carried. At this time, we'll take a look at item E, the consent agenda for the minutes from our regular meeting. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes from our regular monthly meeting on February the 4th, 2024?
So moved.
Motion made by Commissioner Stating. Is there any discussion? If there's no discussion, all in favor by raising your right hand. Okay. Motion carried. Any opposed? Okay. All right. Next thing to claim our attention would be item F, public comments. And we just want to let you know your public comments provides an opportunity for residents to comment on any item included on the agenda or to address the town board on any matter related to the town of Bethel. And your comments are limited to 5 minutes. And if there's anyone that has signed up, we ask you to come forward at this time, and you have 5 minutes. We ask you to state your name and state it loud enough so that we can clearly know who you are. Okay? And I don't think we had anybody that signed up for public comments tonight. Okay? Moving right along, we'll go to our item G, as our presentations. Okay? We have our CPA here, Mr. Redmond. If you come forth at this time for our audit presentation.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Before you do,
Yes, sir.
so I'll reference a few page numbers. I think as we were talking, Scott and Key and I just met, I believe this is the third time in the last 11 months I've stood up here. Normally not a good thing, but I think it's a good thing because we have caught up on the audits. These are the financial statements and our report for the end of June 30, 2024. We did complete it January 30th. Start on the numbered page 1, and that is the independent audit report. Turn toward.
There you go.
All right. So, independent audit report, Page 1, the second paragraph basically summarizes the report. Says, in my opinion, these financial statements are presented fairly in accordance with generally accepted accounting principles. What that means is an unmodified opinion, and that's what you're looking for when you have an audit. We do have 2 issues we need to report to LGC. That's the least number we've had in the last couple of years, and I believe we'll be able to take care of those next year, and we'll talk about those in just a minute. So we'll look at some numbers, page 13. It's the balance sheet of your general fund. And again, this is as of June 30, 2024. First column is your general fund, cash in the bank. Cash in the bank is just over $3 million. That's unrestricted funds. The restricted cash of $98,000, that's the balance in your Powell bill fund. There's no debt to report. So the only other number we talk about here is the third line from the bottom, and that's your unassigned fund balance. That's $2.9 million. Your total expenses are about 1.2 to 3 million. So you have 225% of your fund balance and unassigned fund balance. The required minimum is 32. The statewide average for a town your size is 134. So you're 225%. So that tells me that your general fund is in good financial position. The other 2 funds, the 3 funds there, we'll talk about those in just a minute. So we'll go on to page 15. This is the income statement. Again, for the general fund, first column. So you see total revenues, $1.4 million. Total expenses, I just mentioned, $1.2 million. So actually profit, if you will, revenues over expenditures of $168,000 before transfers. So you're trying to wrap up the American Rescue Plan Act. So another $169,000 was transferred to the general fund. So the general fund balance actually increased $337,000. Again, we'll talk about those other numbers in just a second. Page 30, I think it's 30, nope, it's gonna be 40 of the notes. Table at the top is your long-term liabilities. We do have debt for this year. Borrowed some money to purchase a fire truck. Balanced at the end of June 30, 2024 is $127,000. The other 2 numbers, your net pension liability and total pension liability, is the retirement liabilities for your employees. Am I going too fast? But, those numbers are not anything the town owes. Those monies have already been sent into the state, but that's just the balance based on actual evaluations by the state. So I mentioned we talked about those other funds, page 49. Page 49 is your American Rescue Plan Act. The town received $513,000, and as of June 30, 2024, you would spend $116,000 of that. I'm assuming I think you're on target to spend it before the deadline, June 30, 26.
Right, that last column, $344,058. That we're spending down in 1/12 increments, and by June 30th of this year,
Yeah.
we'll be at 0.
We'll spend it, okay. All right. So the next page is your State Capital Infrastructure Fund, SCIF funds, if you will. That was a $500,000 grant, and as of June 30, 2024, you had spent and received $267,000 of it. So there was $232,000 remaining to be spent, and I think that's on track to be spent as well.
Yes, sir.
Couple more issues, or items to talk about before we talk about the local government comments. On page 52, this is your property tax levy. The total levy for the town to be received is $527,000. You collected 96.5% of that. I'd say that's an average percentage. The state says average is 99. I don't see it. I was at a board meeting last night. We do 25 town audits. I don't have any town that's 99%, so I don't know how we average 99. But anyway, 96.5 is good, and that helps you maintain your general fund balance when you receive your revenues. So on page 56 and 57 are going to be the 2 items. Same 2 items we've had for the last couple of years because we got behind on the audits. The first one is timely submission of the audit. So obviously the audit was due October 31. It was sent in January 30th. And a lot of that was due to the fact that we just finished the June 30, 2023 audit, I believe, in August. Had to get the counted time to get the records for these ready. Now, the local government commission has changed the deadline. So actually, the next audit is due December 31st from now on.
Oh.
If getting done sooner, that's fine, but you do have, so I don't think the town will have a problem get it in on time for sure next year, December 31st. And the reason it was late, again, the next page, you know, it sounds bad, Bacon County record reconciliation, but that's just a carryover from the 3 years before, when just the records weren't posted correctly, banks weren't being reconciled, and it's taken us time to catch up. I believe at the current time, I think everything's on schedule. So again, I believe this finding will not be in the next audit report. Now, have you received any new grants for this year?
No,
No? Okay, so it would just be the ARPA funds and the SCIF funds.
in
Okay,
RTG,
yeah,
Real Transformation Grant,
yeah, how much was that?
200
Is that federal?
state.
Yeah, makes a difference on the contract. Okay, so overall, general fund, good position, almost $3 million unassigned fund balance. We had no findings. You know, we look at a lot of things when we look at do the audit, you know, we make sure banks reconciled, look at checks, invoices, cash receipts. But, you know, you receive grants and there's a lot of things you have to do, requirements to meet the compliance requirements of those grants. And we look at that and make sure all that's being done correctly. But we didn't have any issues or findings on those.
We don't need to do a single audit if we
No,
spend more than 500,000.
single audit, 750,000 federal,
What about state dollars?
state audit. $500,000 will be a state single audit
Right.
combined. A state single audit and a yellow book audit are the same thing. There's no additional requirements. If you ever reach the 750,000 federal audit, that changes a lot, changes my requirements, your requirements. But, it doesn't sound like you'll be there for June 30, 25. Any questions?
Okay, is there any question for Mr. Redmond from the board?
So the communication to send to the LGC, you'll prepare that for us?
Yes.
And we'll all have the board members sign?
Yeah, I'll do that, by Thursday. I'll send that to you, and we'll get that taken care of.
And,
And,
Mr. Redmond, before we, make the motion to accept the audit, would you explain to the citizen exactly what does the audit entail for the town?
What it entails. So, obviously, when you come in to do an audit, I'm not gonna look at every transaction, but, you know, we do analytical reviews based on the areas and in our experience. So yes, we require all of the documentation for the accounting, make sure, again, the bank is reconciled, the accounts receivable from the town, property tax receivables all tie into the balances, tie in. We review invoices, we review internal controls, we review cash receipts, make sure everything is deposited correctly. And again, I mentioned the compliance requirements are what takes more of the time because you have more things you have to do for internal control and documentation, and we just make sure all that's intact.
And would you explain to them the purpose of the town needing to have an audit?
Purpose, it's required. Yeah, so obviously the town wants an audit to make sure things are being done properly. There are several towns in eastern North Carolina where there have been fraud committed by town clerks. And so, you know, you need an audit to try to make sure that doesn't happen. You want balanced checks and balances and internal controls there. And then the local government commission requires these audits not only because you receive grant money, but if you ever wanted to borrow money, the local government commission has to approve it. In order to approve it, you have to be current with your audits.
Okay, are there any other questions for Mr. Redmond? If not, do I have a motion to receive and accept the audit for fiscal year 23-24?
So moved.
Motion made by Commissioner Blunt. Are there any further discussions? If there's no further discussion, all in favor by raising your right hand? Okay. Any opposed? Motion carried. Okay.
Scott, I have the box from my office. It's in the back seat of my car, so when I step out, I'm just gonna step right back in and set it on the floor.
Okay,
Okay?
thank you.
Thank you. Y'all have a good night.
Thank you. Okay, next to claim our attention will be our stormwater system access inventory by Rivers and Associates.
So Mayor, board members, we've asked Rivers to come in tonight to give an update as to the status of the stormwater project. As you recall, the town is under contract with Rivers to perform this study so we can figure out how to address stormwater issues within our town corporate limits and to some degree outside corporate limits.
Exactly, Paul. My name is Scott Godfrey. apologize ahead of time for my cough and that sort of thing. I'm just getting through with the flu and cold, so please excuse my incoherence at times. But wanted to give you an update as to where we are with our stormwater asset and inventory project. It really starts out, first of all, gathering all the mapping that is available in town. We did that about around the middle of December. We met with Mr. Blunt and looked at some of the mapping that was available, and we've since then compiled those maps into our GIS system. And that's Geographic Information System for those that are unaware of that. And the Geographic Information System provides an overall map of the town, or will be providing an overall map of the town, and includes the stormwater system itself. And that will be all the pipes, the inlets and outlets for our storm system, current storm system. The next step in the process is to have our it's called Global Positioning System. It's a GPS location of all the inlets and outlets of the that are in town. We estimate there's based on the mapping we received, we estimate there's probably 30,000 linear feet of storm line, and that ranges anywhere in size from 12 to 24 inch, somewhere in that vicinity. And it's all over town. There's a lot of interesting things we're finding, but I won't get into any of that until we complete our inventory. Just to give you a feel for the
It's all right.
just trying to give you a sense of the work's been done so far. I know this might be a little easier to see, but this the way we map everything is we grid the town out. These are the town limits in here, and this is all gridded out and so that we can blow up certain areas and show our different systems, the storm lines throughout each one of these maps. Just to this is one of those grids, and again, this is the existing system, what we think we have, and you'll notice, you may be able to see them, but these are little storm lines that we've mapped out, and all the locations as we have found them on the existing map that we were able to get earlier. But we've located that all on these maps, and then from there, from there our GPS technician has been out since the first of the year, locating all the inlets and outlets. And what you see in red, little red dots, look like measles on this map, but that is all the inlets and outlets that he's located thus far.
Scott, and all those outlets are numbered on the ground, right?
They will be, yeah.
I think they're spray painted today.
Yeah, they should be. That. So and they're all numbered. So when we get everything inputted into the system, what we'll do is we'll take the information that's been gathered through the GPS technology. It's inputted into GIS, and we compare that to what we thought we had. And like I said, we think there's 30,000 linear feet of storm line out there. Could be more, could be less. But we're working to try to finish that up now. There's and this is with any town we've had to that we've done this for. There are locations where we call it difficult access. In other words, where the sediment is filled up or debris is filled up, and you can't get to the inside the manhole to take measurements for the pipe size and the depth of it. So for each of the inlets we've located, we already know what the elevations are at the top. But then he goes back and he then measures down to the bottom to see what the invert elevation, the bottom of the pipe is. And it might be several pipes coming in at one location. But all that is documented once he's able to get down and do that. We've got, I can't remember, there's quite a few that he's earmarked already that we have, we're unable to get into or it's filled up with sediment that needs to be cleaned out in order for him to get the, complete his work. And otherwise, we don't really have a good handle on what existing facilities you have and what kind of shape they're in.
Can you talk about the assistance you're going to need from town staff on that?
Yes, that's correct.
He's going to need our public works guys to help meet his technician out there to clear out the pipe under the inlet in order to be able to measure down, because right now the far majority of them are full of silt.
It could be, roots and it could be a little bit of everything. You got trash and debris that gets swept in it when you have a storm. Leaf clippings, a little bit of everything.
So a great many of these red dots on the map, their assistance will be needed to
Yes, that's correct.
do that measurement down.
Which I've sent you a partial list already.
Right.
That we appreciate help in getting that, because otherwise we really don't know the complete picture until we get that done. I think one of the things that Stelly and I have also discussed is the possibility of being able to look into clean and camera the storm lines to see what kind of shape they're in internally. Our contract really doesn't get into that particular facet of it, and but it will take some effort and some cost to actually get that accomplished. We're hoping maybe we can request some funds to accomplish that. Right now, until we really get a better handle on what is the condition of the pipe itself, pipe network itself, there might be some areas might be fine, but some areas may need some cleaning television. So we need to try to document that and come up with a list of those lines that we would propose to be CCTV'd.
You want to talk about the project schedule a little bit, about where we're at, where we're...
Yeah, right now we really should have been complete with the inventory by now, by the end of February, as we were initially shooting for. Of course, the weather's had a little bit of impact on us here lately. So, and then of course not being able to get into the manholes and inlets slows down a little bit as well. The sooner we can get into that, the sooner we can finish that up.
Okay, are there any questions from the board from Mr. Godfrey? If there's no question for the board, we thank you, Mr. Godfrey.
Thanks.
And the
Appreciate it, Mayor.
information you gave us was basic information only to let us know where they are as far as the drains, the stormwater project that's going on.
Yeah, our technicians feels like he's probably gonna be through with his initial measure downs of what he can measure down, probably another, within 2 weeks. So, but that doesn't, speak to the other, inaccessible ones right now.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, sir.
Next we have up is Miss Pam Hurdle. She's gonna talk a little bit to us about the AIM system, which is the Accounting Instruction and Mentorship Program.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm Pam Hurdle from the League, and I'm here to talk to you about the AIM program. I'm one out of 7 mentors in the state. We go out to over the state, training your staff how to do the financials of the town. Let me give you some background of me. I retired from the town of Hereford as a manager for 27 years. Then I went to Macclesfield and helped them out for a year and a half. And I got tired of board meetings and all that, and I went to the lead. And I've been there for 2 years doing the ARP and now the AIMS. So you will ask, what is the AIM? It's the Accounting, Instruction, and Mentorship. What we do, we go and we would come to your town and train your staff how to do regular daily operations, mainly in the finance. We talk to the staff, whoever you assign that needs training is usually the clerk, the finance officer, or the mayor, or any board members. You decide that. It's AIM is a part of the ARP or APRA, however you want to say it. It's money that the league got, and the league decide to share that money with the towns of North Carolina. So what happens during the training is we give you a manual. It's 12 chapters in the manual, and we go on your speed how to train your staff how to do the operations. We talk about basic accounting information, administration, cash management, revenue and collection, budget, payroll, year end, and the annual report. Not only will we train you, we give you a checklist and resources to make sure you get the report done by the due date. And, like I said, it's 7 of us. Everybody have worked, retired, from a entity. So you have experienced person coming to help you, the town. Other service that we have is the grant service. We have a firm that will come and help you find grants. They can administrate the grants for you. We have legal services. We have a firm that you may have a need for policies or anything like that. They will come in and help you. We have a community cation services. We have in the house. We have a person that will come and write your story. They would film anything going on in the town, and they will also help you write a newspaper article for your town. So, and another service is cyber security. We have a team of people that will come and look at your internet services, your computer services, and see if you are in threat of a being hacked. Catch up accounting. We have I think it's about 3 or 4 people that can come and assist you with catching up your books. I heard your auditor said something about bank recons. We did, they do that, and we also train on that. It's a chapter in the book. Audit service. The league has a list of auditors that you can choose from. Also, if you are behind on an audit, they will pay for one audit. Now, that's a biggie, because audits now cost about over $20,000, so that's a big one. So, in the nutshell, that's what we do. The mayor wanted me to come and talk about the AIM program. It would not cost the town a penny. We ask you for your time and the staff. That's it. If you have any questions, I can't answer them.
Any question for the board from Ms. Pam? Ms. Pam, would you tell them how long the program is? Basically how many months that it may take, and how much time per month it would be spent if you use it?
Okay, the program lasts about a year. It's 12 chapter and manual, and we do one chapter each month at your speed. Now, we think we can do it. The mentors think we can do it less than a year because we go on your pace, but it's not that hard. We give it to the staff so they can learn it and apply it.
And I believe the meeting that we had the other night, they were saying anywhere, sometimes 9 months to 12 months, and that one time a month can be 1 hour or 2 hours,
Yes.
and that's just once a month.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Do it have to be a certain number of people for you to come?
No. One, 5, wherever the town see fit.
Okay.
Would we have more than one mentor? Would there be different mentors in each area, like security, finance?
No,
How's it?
the security is a service by itself. It's an extra services. We do the training of the staff.
So would be assigned to one person, maybe you, or?
Yes, one of the 7.
all right. Are there any other questions for Ms. Hurt? Thank you.
Okay, thank y'all.
All right. Next to claim our attention will be old business, and at this time, I'll turn it over to our town manager.
Thank you, Mayor. As the board is aware, we did an RFP for both the town's lawn care needs and residential debris pickup for yard clippings and tree clippings and bush clippings and whatnot. You awarded the lawn care to C&W Lawn Care, and the residential debris pickup we put on hold for a couple meetings because we were waiting information from Pitt County regarding an unsolicited proposal we got from them because they had purchased a new truck with what they call a grappler, or a device that would, it's an arm on the truck that grabs debris and then picks it up and puts it on the dump truck. We finally got the numbers from the county on that cost, and honestly, they were about double what C&W had proposed in their bid. So based upon that, I'm recommending that the board consider awarding the debris pickup to C&W, so they'll have both contracts. And we probably will want to contract somewhat with the county. When all the debris from the town is collected, it's taken to a collection site on the south side of town off of Price Road, and it has to be dealt with. And we need to have it ground up or hauled off by the county. So there's some role they might be able to play in once C&W, Bob Wall, takes it over there. We have a large amount of debris from the town from the past couple of years that's there that needs to be dealt with so we can continue collecting. So, but right now for tonight, I'm recommending that the board approve a motion to award C&W Lawn Care Services the debris pickup at a cost of $36,000 annually.
So moved.
Okay, you've heard the recommendation by the manager. We have a motion by Commissioner Blunt, and the motion is to approve C&W Lawn Care Services contract for residential debris pickup services at a cost of $36,000 annually. The motion has been made by Commissioner Blunt. Is there any further discussion? If there's no further discussion, all in favor let it be known by your voting sign by raising your right hand.
And I have
Ray-
a question on that. For the debris that he takes out down on Price Road, is it open for the public? Because I know a lot of people around Bethel is really struggling to get rid of their furniture, and they actually send it out because they don't have a truck and they don't have nobody to pick it up.
So this is only debris, this is vegetative debris, not furniture or appliances, or we don't pick it up and we don't have a site to take that to. There is the county has 14 convenience sites, of which one is right off of Cemetery Road at its intersection with Main Street that you can take furniture to. And actually, you as taxpayers, you pay the county for the transfer station where all the waste garbage in town is taken to the transfer station. Also, you pay for the operation of those convenience sites, which you can recycle, you can take trash, you can take appliances, furniture, all those type of things. But at this time, the town, we do not allow citizens to put furniture on the road. They have to take care of that themselves. And that's not a part of Mr. Wall's contract.
So, Mr. Wall's contract, is that just, debris, or is that the cutting? Is all of this included, the grass cutting and all, or this is just debris?
This is just the debris, so if you as a residential property owner trim your bushes, or you do some light trimming of trees, light limbs, we're not, if you cut a whole tree down and your contractor leaves a tree on your property, he's not equipped, and the town's not equipped to take care of that. That's the responsibility of the contractor to take, if he's cutting down an entire tree, to take care of that. I think we have dimension limitations. Linda or Jaleesa, do you remember, Bob, do you remember the limitations? 6 inches, 10 inches, and
Six, it's either 4 or 6 foot, I'm not sure, we can go with 6 foot.
we're
or either-
gonna post this on the town website and the town Facebook page and communicate what maximum diameter of a limb and the maximum length, because, I mean, obviously, we don't wanna get Mr. Wall hurt or his people hurt trying to pick something up that we shouldn't be picking up.
So, Mr. Walls, how often do you, you come around, how often do you come around?
Excuse me, first and third Monday of every month.
So he'll do the entire town twice a month, first and third Monday. In the winter months, December through February, the contract says he comes around weekly.
But I mean, if it's heavy and just not enough time to get it done in one day, then obviously you'll see me more than one day.
Okay, Mr. Whitehurst, Commissioner Whitehurst has joined us, and, Mr. Whitehurst, just to bring you up to snuff, there's a motion on the floor made by Commissioner Blunt. The motion is to approve C&W Lawn Care Service for, contract for residential debris pickup services at a cost of $36,000 annually.
And Mayor, if I can ask, can we make the contract retroactive to March 1st? Today's March 4th.
I'll amend my motion.
Okay, the motion has been amended by, Commissioner Blunt. He wants to amend the motion that we make it retroactive to, was that March?
March 1st.
March 1st.
That's what's,
That's first and third he'll be picking up.
okay, first and third.
At the same time, he has responsibility for the lawn mowing. Obviously, can't do both at the same time, but both are going on parallel to each other.
Oh, so he are gonna be doing the lawn mowing, but that's at a different
Different.
price?
Right.
Right.
Okay.
You approved a $45,000 annual contract for the lawn mowing. This is $36,000. Basically, you're paying about, I think it's $3,000 more than what he's currently charging. And that price has been, in place.
Okay.
And again, we did bid this out, so we did do competitive bidding to make sure that the prices we're paying is competitive.
Okay, the motion has been made. If there's any other discussion? Okay, if there's no further discussion, all in favor by raising your right hand? Okay, any opposed? Motion carried unanimous. Next to claim our attention is the municipalities' elections.
On this item, Mayor, Commissioners, we received communication from the Pitt County Board of Elections regarding the town's cost for elections, and you can see the estimated cost is about $2,800. We have this included in the draft budget for next year, beginning July 1 for the fiscal year 25-26 budget. They give the town the option to host an early voting site at the cost of about $11,500. It's not being recommended for that just because there's not that much volume of activity this far north in the county. If you want to vote early voting, you can always go to one of the sites, other sites in the county. You'll see the important dates they list there. The candidate filing period is from July 7th to July 18th. Absentee mail out begins October 3rd. Early voting October 16th to November 1st. And election day November 4th. This may all seem early in terms of talking about the fall elections, but it's right around the corner. The other thing, they did ask us to verify the commissioners we have, and all that was correct. Then they wanted us to verify the town's filing fee cost of $10 for both the position of mayor and town commissioner. Unless you see need to change that, we'll send it in the way it's always been.
Any question for the manager? Okay, do I have a motion that we continue to have the town's filing fee for any office that you so desire to run for, they remain at $10?
So moved.
Okay, motion made by Commissioner Lilly. Any other discussion? If there's no discussion, all in favor, let it be known by raising your right hand. Okay, any opposed? Okay, motion carried unanimous. Next to claim our attention will be item J, departmental reports.
All right, so on the first monthly report for town public safety, you've got the report from the Pitt County Sheriff's Office, who obviously provides public safety services to the town. And for the month of January, you basically had 2 assaults. You had on violent crime, on property crime, you had 1 larceny and 1 auto theft. Otherwise, the common calls, you had 6 traffic stops, 166 business checks, 12 sex offender checks, 2 welfare checks, 7 alarms, 6 warrants, and 52 ride-bys. Moving on to the financials for the month of January, you'll see a report in there. Overall, we are at 46% on total revenues collected. On total expenses in the general fund, you're at 44% of the budget for the year. And you have the breakout by area there, by department. And you also then have a report on monies on hand. You've heard from the auditor tonight regarding the budget position as of June 30th of '24. Obviously, we're now into the, 9th month of the 24-25 budget. We'll be concluding that budget coming up soon, and we'll be hearing from the auditor again, probably, this fall. Otherwise, that is all I've got on the budget reports. On the upset bid process for 2 parcels that we began probably back in January, text.
You make that motion to approve.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Can I have a motion to approve our financial report?
So moved.
Motion made by Commissioner Lilly. Any further discussions? If there's no further discussion, all in favor by raising your right hand. Okay. Any opposed? Motion carried unanimous.
So on the 2 tax parcels, 1441 and 1440, we did advertise that for the upset bid process. There was no upset bids on that, so the board's prior action will go through to sell those 2 pieces of properties that were town-owned. Next board meeting date, obviously, is April 1st, Tuesday, the 1st of April. I've got a few other items to add. One is kind of an interesting topic that I don't have a lot of information on, but you may have read this in the paper or saw something in the media, and that's regarding the mega industrial site that's a possibility for Pitt County. There's going to be I think the City of Greenville and Pitt County Commissioners are going to hold a meeting on March the 11th to tour the site, and the site is, as I'm told, and there's a little bit of secrecy in all this, but I don't have the details, I'm not privy to it, but it's supposedly 8 miles north of PGV Airport, about 5 miles south of Bethel, as I'm told. I'm not sure exactly if it's 5 miles, but it would be 1,000 contiguous acres. And I was thinking that the city of Greenville was going to annex it, but they're talking about, in the article, Pitt County government rezoning it. So in terms of, if this does go through, and again, they're trying to submit this to the state to be picked, it's not a done deal. In terms of fire service, Mr. Fire Marshal, I'm not, we'll have to figure that out with them as we go along. But this is one of 6 sites that's a finalist by the state. Others include in Brunswick, Wilson, Nash, Cumberland, and Rowan counties. So keep our ears and eyes focused on this.
I can tell you off the record, if anybody, don't anybody say anything about it, it's a done deal.
I heard it.
It's gonna happen. And it's the warehouse of property, 1,000 acres.
It's going to be an investment of $451 million in terms of magnitude. By the time you provide utilities, water, sewer, and maybe fire service. But this will be a game changer for northern Pitt County. This would be a game changer for Bethel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody get your business straight. We'll have more people around here, you know what to do with it.
Right. Couple other items. We have the planning board, which is used the town commissioners. When you sit as planning board, we will have a planning board meeting on April 1st at 6 o'clock prior to your regular town board of commissioners meeting for a rezoning case. Want to let you know that the town has, through the mayor, issued a letter of support for a local business in town. It's a salon that is applying for some U.S. Department of Agricultural funds. It's called Ultimate Harmony 365. And basically, I think this project is going to allow the salon to expand and employ additional people. And the mayor issued a letter of support for this, so hopefully that will be funded. Originally, they were thinking the town might have to host or actually be the applicant for this project, but it worked out that the entity itself could apply for the grant funds. Green Lamp Community Action is going to have a hot food drive in Bethel on April 16th from 3 to 6 p.m. Hope to feed 300 to 400 people. I think we have information on this on the town's website as well as probably Facebook page. And my last item is in regard to the Smith Street Park. So as everybody is aware, we've developed, the board approved in the last meeting, a master park plan for Smith Street Park. We're working with Kelsey Dew and Rivers and Associates to try to get some of the stuff bid out so we can start implementation of this. At the same time, we need to apply for what they call is the Part F grant funds. That's the Parks and Recreation Trust Fund grant funds. And we need additional work to be done by Rivers in order to allow us to submit that grant application. There's some maps and some documentation that they need to prepare that was not in the scope of their original contract to do the master plan. They're proposing a cost of $7,762.50 to provide the service. We will need this in order to apply, and the goal is going to be to apply for the 200,000 of, we're going to match with the 200,000 of the rural transformation grant. Hopefully you as a board will agree to take 200,000 of your fund balance. It'll be a total of 400. That will leverage another 400. So, Lord willing, we'd have $800,000. But if the board would approve, because we need Rivers to be working on this now, the grant application is due 1st of April, mid-April. And if we wait until April 1st to consider this, we'd be too far behind the 8 ball. So if you would consider that.
You heard the recommendation request by the manager. Can I have a motion to? That's all do I have a motion to approve this? Okay, the motion made by Commissioner Staden. Are there any other discussions?
Yeah, Mr. Elliott, my mind works slower than your mouth talks. Would you please tell me what just you said?
So Rivers and Associates, you have paid them to develop a park plan for Smith Street Park. They completed that work, was presented to you in your last meeting, and we're in the process of trying to order some of the equipment that's needed to start that project. Along with that, our long-term plan has been to apply for some state grant funds called PARTF. It's an acronym for Parks and Recreation Trust Fund. In order to do that, there's additional mapping and additional documents that the grant application needs to include that was not included in River's initial work. And we knew that from the get-go. We knew it would cost us additional work once we got to this stage of the project. In order for them to perform those services and give us those attachments that we need for the grant application, they need to charge us about $7,800 to do that work. And we need to have that be done now so we can include that in the grant application. So that's what you'd be voting on.
Thank you, sir.
The number 7,800.
It's actually $7,762.50.
Okay, is there any further discussion? Okay, we have a motion on the floor made by Commissioner Staden. If there's no further discussion, all in favor by letting it be known by your voting sign, by raising your right hand. Okay, any opposed? Motion carried unanimous. Thank you. Okay. You have any?
No, that's it.
Okay. Next to claim our attention, we're gonna ask our fire chief, if he will, if Commissioner Liddy would put on his other hat, fire chief hat, and let us hear from the fire department.
All right.
You read that.
Oh, okay. Okay, just to let you know, we've had 3 water flow alarms for February, 2 car fires. We had 2 storm modes, and what storm modes is like we prepared like during the ice storm and stuff, so we always meet in there and make sure our equipment's up and par, ready to go, chainsaws ready to go and everything. So we did that for 2 storms. We also had 5 brush fires. Last Saturday, we all got together and we went and did a walkthrough with Package Craft. We've been wanting to do that for a while, and we hadn't done it since they added on. That was really interesting. I mean, that was good training and good out there. So, I mean, it was real nice. We also had 3 motor vehicle crashes and 2 house fires. This past couple of weeks, we have done our hose testing. All of our hose tested passed. We had 2 50-foot sections that didn't pass, so we took them out. Also, we've done our pump testing. All the pumps tested passed. He did tell me probably on 2102, it is possibly good chance it ain't gonna pass next year. It's got some rumbling and beating in the pump. When they tested it, we've got a strainer where the hoses go into the tanks, and there was no strainers. Evidently, we're pulling rocks or something, debris that's busted them strainers over the time. Don't know what's in the pump or whatever, but hopefully everything work out. That's the truck we're gonna replace, so, you know, down the future. So the man's supposed to come next week to do the oil testing. I would change the oils and filters and pump oils next week. So as of that, everything, all the service and everything on the trucks will be ready to go for another year. Last Thursday night, I signed in 2 new firefighters. So we got 2 more. Had 3 applications for new ones coming in this coming month. So if they come back, we'll vote in 3 more. So we've got some good firemen coming in, and tickled to death that 4 of them is junior firefighters. So that's gonna work out good. But total manpower, we'll be up to 31.
Real good.
Went from 24 to 30, 18 to 31.
When's the last time you had that many people?
Oh, man, 15, 20 years ago. So right now, we're doing good, so. But, you know, that's, when I take in new people, you know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna end up having to order gear and helmets and boots, so, anyway.
If something happened and they left the fire service, that's our stuff.
Yes, yes.
We're not giving it to them.
No,
Okay.
no. When they come in and I've signed the paperwork on that night, I go ahead and give them a pager. That way they can follow the calls and stuff. Also, I'm gonna try to hold out, I don't know if I'll be able to or not, on the active 911, cause you know, the town pays the active 911 yearly now that we put in the budget. I've got 25, so I'm gonna end up needing to get some more, but I'm hoping I can wait until June, July.
Is that the pager?
No, that's the ones that pages, that does your phone.
Okay.
So, you know, if they want it, then they'll ask for it or whatever. That's $10 a year. That's only $10 a year. So, but other than that, everything's looking good, looking up.
Can I ask you, Commissioner Liddy, when you have the new firemen come in, and, so how much time do you give, you know, the North, is it a year or what, the North, they gonna stay on out before you order new gears? Don't you have old gears that you can
We
give
got
them?
some old gear, but it depends on the size of the fireman. If they can fit in what we got, that's what they get for at least a year. If they don't, then I have to order. There's, you know, really no ways around it. I got to have them geared to train. I got to have them geared to go out and you know, go to calls and stuff for safety. Y'all know, you know that. But I don't try to buy anything that I don't absolutely have to. I think I've got 5 sets over there now that's upstairs. It's out of date, but we can use it for junior firefighters and new firefighters coming in, because they will not be doing interior attack. So they'll be good, you know, just around the fire scene, you know, helping out, pulling hose or whatever. So they'll be good for that.
Okay, any other questions for the fire chief? If no other questions, we'll turn it back to, manager in reference to Public Works.
Yes, sir. I have a couple things on Public Works. The Nelson Street area that was repaved this past summer, obviously there's a part of it at its intersection with Main Street that deteriorated, came apart. We've been in talks with NCDOT for probably 30, 60 days now. Finally, as of today, we had communicated that there were no issues, underlying issues in that section of pavement that should have caused that. They're gonna have their contractor go out there and repair that. I think they said that by the end of next week, that should be repaired. So that'll take care of that. On another matter, the board's aware we've been trying to recruit a maintenance supervisor, and really haven't, through the time, we really haven't had the applicant that we really were seeking. And in preparing the budget for 25-26 and looking at our revenues and our expenses, I'm really finding that probably might not be in our best interest to have a full-time, fully benefited position earning retirement in health insurance and life insurance and dental. And we have located someone that we've made an offer to who's able to do the position lower than what we had advertised. I think it said $26 an hour, $24 an hour. They're already retired. They already have life insurance. They have health insurance, retirement, and so forth. So they're going to be working 3 8-hour days a week, helping supervise and working along with our staff. We've made an offer to Jeff Hines, and it's pending his passing the drug test and the background check.
Would I be putting you on the spot if I ask you what the ballpark estimate for maintenance line item for the upcoming year would?
The overall budget?
Yeah.
I don't have it here in front of me, but
Would you tell us that next time?
sure.
Thank
Well, we probably need to talk about the overall budget itself. I don't,
Well, I was just concerned how those individuals were gonna mesh in there, you know, as far as the personnel, how much personnel. But anyway, we've got time.
we're only looking at, in terms of the total expense for that one position, probably a little less than $24,000 a year. So, I mean, it's minimal. And again, there's no benefits package that normally inflates things 30 to 40% on top of the base salary.
But the other two positions are probably 50,000 a year apiece,
Yes,
ballpark.
yes.
Okay.
I also have,
Okay, there's no other question for our manager at this time. We'll ask our town attorney. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. I'd like to. How about now? There we go. I'd just like to add on to one of the reports that Mr. Elliott made regarding the 2 tracts of land that The upset period ended, I think it was last week. As you will recall from the resolution that y'all adopted for these properties, that Mr. Foster is your buyer. His attorney will prepare the deed and all the settlement documents. So the only thing I'll be doing is just reviewing the deed, make sure it's make sure it's a non-warranty deed as was in the resolution. And I'll look at the settlement statement, and then we'll get the mayor to sign and make sure the money comes our way from the proceeds. So should be pretty straightforward. Per the resolution, they've got 60 days to close. When he did this last time, I think we closed about day 30 or 45. So maybe by next month, we'll either have it closed or I'll let you know what the closing date's going to be. And that's it for me. Thank you.
Any questions for town attorney? Thank you, sir. Mr. Commissioner Blunt, you have anything?
Yeah, I've had several, I've had several of our constituents concerned about not being able to access our meetings, with the closed circuit television. I tried it, tonight, and, does anybody know if it's working? Are we on there
Yes,
right now?
it's working.
Okay, maybe they just don't know how to work it.
You can watch it live. You can watch it live and you can watch it replayed as well.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
And I stand corrected, somebody needs to take, maybe we need to give people some lessons.
If anybody has
on how-
questions, we'd be happy to walk them through if they want to
Okay.
call
Yeah,
town
they can
hall.
call up here anytime.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Commissioner Lee?
The only thing I got, they are calling for severe weather tomorrow, so make sure you watch out. I have been asked numerous times about, does Bethel have a tornado warning? No, we do not. They asked about the fire whistle going off. I'd hate to do that because then the guys are gonna think we've got a fire and everybody be running to the call or running to the station. So at this time, the town of Bethel does not have a tornado whistle. But just everybody be safe tomorrow, and, please, if you don't need to get out, and if it's bad, just stay home.
Fire chief, you can download a warning thing on your phone, right, from the National Weather Service?
Yes, sir. WITN, there's also a Red Cross thing that's out there that you can download on your phone. It's got an emergency app on it. You can put in your, where you live, the zip code, and if Bethel is under a tornado warning, it'll go off on there. So if you download the apps on your phone, you will be able to get that kind of emergency warning.
Mayor Pro Tem Bynum?
No, just thank everyone for coming out tonight.
Commissioner Whitehurst?
No.
Commissioner State?
No, man.
Okay.
Now, I'd like to bring up one thing. I hope Commissioner Whitehurst does not expect to get full pay for only half a meeting.
You mean we get paid?
You don't.
All right. Your clerk's got that, right? All right.
I accidentally said in your seat and I was
Once
looking
again,
at the
I'd like to
invitation.
thank each and every one of you for your continued support of this board and myself as mayor. And thank you for coming out. And also, what I do have for you is on tomorrow, on the 10th of March, the Bethel Middle School will have their Meteor Center grand reopening, and it starts at 5:30 to 6:30. Basically, what that is their library. They got new tables, new chairs in there. It really looks nice. And today I did the reading to the children. I read to the third grade, Miss Whitehurst's third grade class on today from about 8:15 to about 9 o'clock. We just had a reading and discussion of what they heard while I was reading to them. And so we want to come out, if you can, on March the 10th and support the Bethel Middle School with their grand opening of, actually, it's their media center, which is now actually their library. The other thing that I have is that if you notice around, Cemetery Road has been paved and restriped. Price Road has been paved. And also, you still have dirt on the shoulder of the roads, which they will come back and they will pull those shoulders to scoop up the dirt that's still there. I had some citizens was calling to say, hey, are they gonna leave that like that? No, they're gonna come and pick it up. Also, Package Craft Road has been repaired, also repaved, and there's still dirt on the shoulder of the road there, and they will be coming back to pick that up. And once again, we just ask each and every one of you to be safe and take care and continue to support the citizens as well as this board, and you have a blessed evening.
I have one more thing.
I just want to say, we right beside my house, right here on Main Street, we have a new person that's running the little diner, Raymond Little, and I just ask you all, you just let people know, he's open every day from 8 to 8, and just come out and support him. If you don't feel like cooking, gonna be having plates and everything over there, and he's open every day from 8 to 8.
Okay, if there's nothing else to claim my attention, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion made by Commissioner Lilly. All in favor by raising your right hand. All right, motion carried unanimous. Meeting adjourned. Thank y'all for coming. Go home and watch the presidential address. I'm always wanting to hear what he got to say.
Scott, I got my rock back.
I saw it, we walked over there today. I saw
Yes,
it.
sir. And I won't take $1 million for it, so don't even mention.
How about 10?
Did I ever show you the pictures of where I got it?
No.
I'll have to bring them over.
Okay.
What days are you here?
Tuesday, Thursday, I'll be here Thursday.
Thursday?
Thursday.
What they want on Lincoln Street?
Well, the pictures, excuse me, 25 years ago, I went up and got that in Virginia. I'll bring the pictures over and show you.
Okay.